Of rampant, institutionalized corruption, we do need people to come out and speak. And in this next segment, we're going to find out exactly where your help comes from if you are thinking of speaking out and blowing the whistle tonight. Perhaps we can start with you, Deborah. I mean, where are the places? As Suzanne has been saying, you're pretty much isolated, you're pretty much on your own.
Yes.
But there are agencies, there are institutions in South Africa that you can go to.
Yeah, if I can quickly touch on 3 institutions, Corruption Watch is one of them. And since its inception in January 2012, Corruption Watch has received over 25,000 reports on corruption. And what happens there is we work with whistleblowers such as Suzanne Daniels to see how we can ensure that the Protected Disclosures Act protects them as far as possible. In terms of the private sector, there's also the Anti-Intimidation and Ethics Forum, which is, was formed by 8 private bodies, including SAICA and the Institute of Directors of South Africa, and they are there to safeguard the rights of, directors or, just guardians of governance.
How do they do that practically?
So they also walk them through the Protected Disclosures Act and ensure that, they are protected as far as possible. And the third institution is actually a government institution, which is the Office for Witness Protection. It's administered by the NPA. And I think it would be really important to go and see the work that they do.
Are they responsive?
Extremely responsive. I think between 2017 and 2018, there were 722 people in witness protection under the Office for, Witness Protection. Over and above that, they have had a clean audit for 16 years running. For 17 years running, not a single witness that has gone under their program has come to any harm. So there are mechanisms and institutions out there.
And those the thousands of complaints you say that have landed on Corruption Watch's table, how do they come full circle? Was there accountability? Did it end in the way it was expected, where those who were guilty were prosecuted?
So it really depends. I think, Corruption Watch does do legal interventions where it's necessary. Other times we write to Parliament, we write to portfolio committees. Other times we publish stories, around governance in schools, and you'll see a lot of stories on the Corruption Watch website. So there's a myriad of work that we do.
So there's a little caveat to that. When you have the Protected Disclosures Act, if there is a reporting mechanism within your employer's structure, you are very much encouraged to use that. So going to an external body, while they might be better placed to help, you might actually cause you to lose your protection under the Protected Disclosures Act, because you can only go to an external body where it's shown that you reported internally and your employer has done nothing.
Nowhere.
Yeah,
okay.
So you have to be careful about that.
Tobile.
And unfortunately, with you having first tried the avenue of internally, by the time you blow out, that report can be then referred back to your organization to say, there was an issue, please investigate. Already from that, you can be identified as the person who blew the whistle. So your anonymity in that sense is also compromised. Because you've raised and you've gone through the channels, you've got no joy. When you go outside, you blow the whistle, they refer the case back for investigation, then people can recognize, but this Tobile raised it a few months ago.
That's not making me feel very comfortable.
That is a huge problem.
And I think, although the institutions are there, and I appreciate your point, but in terms of the teeth that they have in going into organizations, in reality, practically protecting these whistleblowers is sometimes where we fall short.
Yeah.
But there's a further disclaimer to that, in that the Act does permit you, if you have a reasonable apprehension that harm will come to you if you use internal mechanisms at all, you can go directly to outside bodies.
Final words from our panel, and Itumeleng.
Yeah, I think we can continue to encourage people to blow the whistle. But it is important that you need to seek enough information so that you can be able to travel this journey of blowing the whistle, because it's not going to be an easy one. That is a reality.
Yes or no, would you step forward?
I would step forward. I would speak out.
Suzanne?
Yes, I would step forward. I mean, it's of such a magnitude. I didn't even realize the magnitude at the time that I stepped forward. So, for me, I would just say to any whistleblower out there, just make sure that you have the right support at home. That's what carried me through.
Well, whatever your motivation, the path of disinfecting our sick systems is a precarious one. While the public at large may benefit and it fits the profile of doing the right thing, there are some serious considerations you should make. Ultimately, it goes back to your own values, sense of duty or responsibility versus the implied risks. We hope we have shown you enough to make a good and just decision. Thank you for watching.